Okay.
Just end here because
I hope everyone's doing well. And yeah, I wanted to just share these couple things. Things I worry about. Like if you would ask me, hey Mike, like what is your biggest concern? Like what do you worry about? And I would tell them like listen, there used to be a time in my life where I kept my shoes tied and on and tight every single day of my life. Going to bed, waking up. There was just a time where I did not, for messed up reasons. And fear, like fear, that it took me a long time to get over. I was in a I had some trauma happen to me, and yeah, needless to say, I mean, there was one time, I mean, my best friend, I was literally my best friend. The day before, I'm crying on his shoulder in his house because his mother just died of leukemia, and we're just having a heartfelt moment. And needless to say, I moved in with him the next day, and he turned on me. He turned his back on me because he didn't have nothing. But he had an empty house, where people could live now, because his mom had passed. So I moved in with him, and the next day he switched up on me, and he knew I had about close to $10,000 in money. It wasn't, for the right reasons or by the right reasons did I acquire this money. But anyways, he knew I had a lot of money. He knew what I did with the money because I took the money and I bought, I mean, so many pills, like so many. And I don't want a war story about it, or anything. But needless to say, he got real angry at me, like after this had all been said and done, like, and I hooked him up, like I made sure he was okay, like let's say that, and yeah, he switched up on me, and kind of got mad at me and turned his back on me all day and had some girl over, and this and that, and he was just acting like an enemy towards me for no reason. I'm like, I just gave you drugs, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm hooking you up. Like, chill out, man. And well, needless to say, he sent two guys. Where I'm from. Let me tell you something. Where I'm from, I mean, I have friends that literally they wake up plotting out robberies, home invasions right away. I mean, right away before they even eat breakfast or have a bowl of cereal. They're already plotting out a robbery. Why? Because they got to make it. They live grimy. They do grimy things, and that's that grimy life. And I used to be part of that, man, needless to say. And I'm so happy Jesus and the Holy Spirit really took me out of it. I lost a cousin. He was only 19 years old, over a weed deal. His dad died. His dad, my uncle, he died, was into drugs and stuff like that and dealt drugs. And it was just a bad, bad, bad thing. So, man, praise God for taking me out of it, man. That's what I could say. But when I talk about this stuff, you gotta realize that I'm trying to give you like the absolute truth without how do you say without like like making it vanity, I guess. Like I'm just trying to give you the raw truth. That's the kind of person I am. That's how I am. So the most simple, blunt truth there is. It may come off wrong. It may come off like I like to swear or something. Trust me, if you knew who I was, you would know that I'm a very polite young man, and I have my problems, like everybody else, man. I have a lot of issues, man, like everybody else. Um, I cannot deny the existence of God. I just can't do it because I would be lying. For me to say that God is real, that is 100% truth. I would not lie, or I'm not the kind of person that is blinded by something or too proud to say something or, this or that. Trust me, I'm very, very humble. I'm a very humble person, so I just like to put truth like in a very blunt way. You'd have to understand my mind. I've a crazy mind, so sometimes I can't articulate, how I really feel about something. Just be patient with me and be kind to me. And yeah, man, I'm just at a different point in my life right now. Like this moment, actually, in my life, this very moment, this present moment. Yeah, something is changing in me. I can't really explain it, but something is taking shape in me. That is it's very pleasant and peaceful. It's very pleasant and peaceful because I don't want to exert like my voice or yell and scream about stuff. Uh, you probably wouldn't listen. You probably turn me off right away. If you are listening, God bless you, man, because you found somebody that wouldn't lie to you, man, about anything. Wouldn't lie to you about anything, and anything you have seen, there's probably a way much deeper meaning that I'm trying to show you, and I can't because I don't have the time. I don't have the means, skills. Just people. Like I just don't got it. But I got a lot in my mind. I have a lot in my mind. I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. Like I've told you, I've been around a lot. Okay, so I've been around a lot. Okay, been around for some time now. Just like everybody else. But you're talking to a veteran. I've been around the block, and I went around again too. But so that might be what separates me from some people. I'm not saying anything bad about anybody. What I'm saying is I don't think I always think there's like a layer of somebody, whoever I listen to, whoever I turn on. There's always like a layer of like either I think that they might be deceived or they are deceived themselves. And who knows? I might be wrong about it. I might be wrong about it now. I might be wrong about all this. My theories, and I don't think I'm wrong for good reason. So yeah. So I just wanted to share where I'm at. Because, I gotta be honest with you, guys. I'm really struggling with my faith. I always have because of certain reasons. Humble reasons I will not name. And I don't feel like I need to name. But I want to talk about where I've been with my faith. I've been really diving into the Book of Mormon and just this whole story and this whole saga. Uh, because I keep going back to it. God keeps sending me back to it. A while back, come on, that up. But the Mormons, they walk around in the neighborhood, walk around, the Mormon story, I gotta be honest with you, really fascinated me. And this what really drew me in was the hill at Kumara, I think it is, in the Book of Mormon. And and the Dead Sea Scrolls happen to be found in Qumran. I mean, completely east of there. In the Qumran caves, of course, Jerusalem. So, and the Dead Sea Scrolls were found. A Bedouin shepherd boy found all these these scrolls. Is what they were. And like I told you about the scrolls, man. Listen, the scrolls are made of animal skins, probably written. They use animal skins and papyrus for the papyrus, the bees, and I told you about it. I told you about how God and nature work. Okay, they're the one and the same. Okay, so like that there has to be words to speak. You know, mouths mouths to speak, ears to hear the words of the book. You know, and the book is usually bound by like some kind of like tight binding, tight animal binding. I can't think of what it is, but the scriptures, of course, they're not just written. Those inkhorns I told you, they got to go back. They go back to sacred to animal inkhorns. They're called inkhorns. That is what a pen actually is. You'll notice Trump when he signs his, those executive orders and he signed it with that pen. Trust me, that's a very special pen. They don't use the same pen more than once. There's pens that have just different meaning altogether. Just look in the White House. The White House and the presidency, that will explain a lot. Just always try to catch what pen the president's using, and if you notice anything about it. I mean, but it's an inkhorn. That's what it is. It's an actual inkhorn. You know, and there's just everything is done by nature's ways, animalistic ways. It's always interested me whenever it talks about the four creatures, like in Ezekiel, and what that really meant. Like, what did that mean? Like, I don't know. I've heard a lot. But anyways, you're gonna hear. I'm gonna just before I get into this whole saga about the Mormons, I'm gonna show you just some things that are going on in Argentina and Guatemala. Everybody equates, when they see red in the water, like red water, as something like biblical or like there's gonna be plagues or whatever. Not most of the time, no. But in some cases, this could tell of judgment. That of course, when the Egyptians were you know when the waters turned to blood, and this of course was wormwood. And one thing this stuff does, this is red iron oxide, is what it is. I told you that that planet drags millions of miles of red iron oxide dust, and that's the stuff that we need shielded from. That it's not good because there's a planet that is dragging that, and that of course is that of course is not a planet, is a ship, I should say, a ship. But this is usually like bacteria or but the true definition of wormwood is to make plant life bitter or poisoned, and that is what this water does. Exactly what it does usually most of the time. So I think this is in Guatemala and Argentina. So you'll listen to the kid talk about it.
At the same time, this also took place in Japan, where apparently there was a coolant leak into the water, and the entire river of Japan also ended up turning red blood color. And the same thing happened in Jerusalem, where the water has now turned into red blood color, and scientists have already run some tests on the water, and this is because of the algae that's present in the water that's combined with the iron oxide. So that's probably what is creating this red blood color. But then obviously these...
Did you hear what he said? He just said it. I'm trying to tell you, man. He just said it. That's exactly what it is, man. I've been telling people about red iron oxide, okay, and what the trail does. Like it's very thick, it's very foggy. You hear people complaining about fog lately. That's because there's dust in the air, and that dust is turning those waters blood red, or it could be something else. I don't know. I'm almost pretty sure though.
Are natural phenomena. These are the type of signs that we will most probably be getting during the end times. Now the list doesn't end here, because the same thing also happened in China, where the government is now claiming it seems like people have been dumping some illegal substances into the water, which is probably why it might have turned into red color, is what the government is saying. But then of course it also seems like another sign of 1/3 of all the waters that is turning into red color. Now what's interesting is that this also happened on February 10th in Iran, in a place called Hormuz Island, where the water has also turned red blood color. So these are all the different parts of the world that are currently able to see water turning into red blood colors. That is also exactly what the Bible says, where it says in Revelation chapter 16, verse 4, and the third... Today we're installing a mini split system, and right now with our winter special, you're able to get a brand new one. Angel poured out his vial upon the river in fountains of water, and they became blood. And at the same time, it also states that the third angel will blow the horn, and there fell a great star from the heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the...
So that's the prophecy of wormwood, or Marduk, or Planet X, or whatnot, and burning as it were a lamp. So that should tell you that probably be like an asteroid, falling out of the sky, or a rock. I'm not too sure, because I'm not one that really buys into the space thing, but this of course is a rogue planet. So like whatever this is, the electromagnetism, They don't. Planets don't exist like how you see them, how we think. I told you always. I'm always reminded of. I'm always reminded of. I'm always reminded of that. I mean, and those are at the Vatican. I mean, I just always was like, I always felt something weird with these things. Like it is always. I don't give a shit what they say the meaning is. They always say the meaning's something, some bullshit that they make up and that makes sense, and but it doesn't. It's fucking. It's all bullshit. I mean, so real quick. Well, 2.3 billion. I mean, you see it. I mean, right, the pine cone. You see, right here, and man, it's just it looks like what it looks like is a planet that was absolutely destroyed, like, and somehow, you know, very scarred planet, and
Enter to win
somehow it is.
free educator only tour with EF.
I mean,
Explore Paris, Rome, or
looks like a scarred planet, but they somehow are, I mean, made of gold also. It resembles Mars right there in the middle. That whole area right there. I mean, as you can see, it's like Earth is like a machine. Or this planet, this sphere is not completely real. Yeah, I should say. Artificial. And you see the importance of gold in that as well. Yeah, the importance of gold. Because it's also told in the Anunnaki story that their home planet was in need of them to mine gold on our planet. And that, of course, is the story of the Anunnaki. And the reason why they came here, and, but somehow, some way, somewhere, I just think like something drives me nuts where I'm thinking like maybe that's our planet, you know, what they're showing there in the story of the Anunnaki, and that they needed to mine gold here. I believe that humans are doing this now, like they're doing this now, and I do believe there is a godly aspect to this, because I have things written where I know that I know the importance that they have and humans need for gold, and it's needed for the human race to continue, I believe. So, yeah, it's a really touchy subject, and I'm sure, like, you know it's just speculation, and but this is what I believe is what's needed for our planet to survive, and is for gold to be constantly mined. And I was even told that that certain groups of people meet in certain mountains, and they uh they know how to mix metal. Let's just say that they have learned how to mix metal and gold. Okay, it's where they mix lemon gold, and they make beings. They make it's like boom. But yeah, that's they know the secrets of these metals. And humans need these metals. They need them too. They just they won't give you the real source. But yeah, I know what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about this is like all over the place, but yeah, I wanted to talk about. I have been diving really deep into the Book of Mormon and the story of Joseph Smith. So if you haven't, and, and just like it just it keeps calling me that I'm related to it, or this and that. Now I'm not you know anybody anybody different from anybody else, but the story of Joseph Smith, in case you don't know, and the story of the Mormons and how they came to be, is pretty unique and pretty crazy. Because people have their ideas, but they really don't know until you actually until you're actually like in it, like committed to it, and like actually seeking it. You'll never know. I mean, but people think they do, and that's good for them, but they don't. But because I thought I did, and turns out I had no clue. The story of the Book of Mormons, or the Mormon those words, the whole Book of Mormon is so, and the whole story behind this is, and the story of Joseph Smith, how he acquired these plates, and something kept drawing me in. But then I kind of found out that the Mormons, they're, I know they had ties with Freemasonry, and I know they had ties to polygamy. I know they had very strict laws, though, very strict rules, and wisdom to go by, and to heed, and a lot of effort was put into making sure this book was verified by these three witnesses, and they all said one thing. Joseph Smith, he was a treasure hunter. That's what he was saying. It wasn't like he did do that kind of stuff, and he had happened to find this stone that, I mean, it was, when he looked into it, when he was in the dark, it emitted letters in two different languages, in the Egyptian, the hieroglyphic, and what it meant in English. And that's how he translated 16 pages of the Book of Mormon to, one of the Harris boys. And, yeah, he, all through a damn stone and looking in a hat. Now, if that doesn't make you think, well, I'll tell you what. If you were part of this facade, conjured up story, I guess it would be different, wouldn't it be? I mean, you would definitely know, like, there's no way it was real. It was all fake. I mean, but then you figure out, wait a minute, well, who the fuck, excuse my language, but who, was translating those hieroglyphics on that stone and emitting light? So I don't know if he was a treasure hunter or what the hell he was. What I do know is that you've seen it. It happened to you. Well, what would you do about it? So that's one thing I always believed, like, because these men stood like in the fire, man. Like Joseph Smith, he stood in the fire, man, and his name was used for good and bad, and it's really a shame, but hey, that's how this life goes. If you think that you're gonna get praise from other people or recognition from other people in this world, or appreciation or acknowledgement, whatever, you are sadly mistaken, buddy. You're sadly mistaken. You better hit the road, Jack, because that's not happening. But I'll tell you what, if you got a good point and you know what you're talking about, and you're not a damn fool, and what you're saying is truth, well, then you're a threat. You are an absolute threat to the entire fucking system. Okay? And mark my words, there is a threat that's going to come. Because I notice people are really, they're really nuts, man. People are really getting whacked out, man. I'm trying to be as kind as I can. And I'm really concerned about the human race. Just the stupidity, man, and ignorance, man, is so high. It's so high. I have to turn my head and just pray about it, man, because I really I hate the way we're becoming, like, as a human race, which is like very hateful, very spiteful against each other, and just slandering one another. Just I think it's really important to practice kindness and being good to your brother, especially in these times. But hey, you do whatever you want to do, man. I can't stop you. I can't stop anybody from doing anything. Just like I can't stop the Mormons from lying, because it really makes me question, because I believe the Book of Mormon. I really do. I the more I'm learning now, I'm thinking that I don't know how Joseph Smith found these, but I think I have an idea. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but I have an idea, and but the story is pretty cool, pretty good, man, pretty good story, man, and I wouldn't I wouldn't put it off. Let's just say that. But in the end, has it been messed with, and is it complete truth? I don't know. I'm gonna have to put that one, put that one to question. And yeah, I just don't know. I don't know how you confirm it. I just don't know how you confirm it. I mean, you think about it. These people won't even show you a real picture of Joseph Smith. I mean, the elusive Joseph Smith. I mean, is there's not even a real picture of the dude. And I looked into more into my own eye, and then he became more familiar, I guess. There's a passage in the Gnostic, Gnostic text in Nag Hammadi, and it's the hymn of the pearl, and it's how Thomas and Jesus, they're twins. I mean, when he looked into the mirror, he saw Jesus. He saw his reflection was Jesus. That was he saw himself. Now, did Jesus see himself as well? It talks about how I looked and I saw my own reflection. I mean, this is how you know. I mean, Thomas Didymus. I mean, of course, is the. I mean, everybody knows he's the twin. He's the twin, and I mean through DNA actually and stuff like that. So, in the Gospel of Thomas, I absolutely I I I believe is truth. Right now with this broad lens you know I'm right now exploring, I guess. I mean, I still read the Bible, every day, and but the Book of Mormon I decided to dive into, and basically the whole story is, the Indians, and the whites are, fighting, warring, and wiping each other out, basically. And yeah, like these two civilizations and generations have came and have passed, the Jaredites and the Nephites, of course, and yeah, they just constantly war, wipe each other out, and yeah, that was basically the story, and of course, like the Mormons are the more peaceful group, and got along with the Indians and this and that, and Joseph Smith actually was rumored to maybe have knowledge of the mound builders that were in Qumran, possibly. Yeah, there. I don't know, man. I don't know because he found the plates at Qumran, where they found the Dead Sea Scrolls at Qumran. That's what bothers me about this stuff. I just. But if I know what has happened to me in my life, I mean, there is a lot of truth to my story and Joseph Smith's story, with the exception of, I mean, a lot of things, but but it has similarities that are too coincidental to just put off. But yeah, it's really interesting. It's really interesting, but I've come to a conclusion that it's just too many lies for me, man. I just can't. There are like one too many lies that that just completely turn me off. Like the fact that I mean the Mormons claim to be anti-Masons and anti-Freemasonry, and they call it Jacksonian, to be like Jacksonian, because Andrew Jackson, I guess, was part of a Freemason group back in the day in the 18 1820s actually. That's what's interesting about what I've been reading is that this stuff had been going on like about 1825 to 1830 when this is all taking place, and that's 200 years, man, ago. That's insane, isn't it? That's pretty crazy, man. And I don't know, man. If you ask me what truth is, I think we're in, a simulation inside a simulation, which is like a continuum of sorts. A continuum that constantly, spits out different variables, and different different particles,
Si te encuentras
that
con
different particles and different matter, man. It's just like it's constantly changing, rearranging, but it's all connected. It's all connected. That's the crazy thing. So, like, yeah, it's quantum physics, man. It actually doesn't make sense, and it shouldn't really exist. That you want the truth about it, man. It's pure magic, man. It shouldn't exist, man. It shouldn't have, you know, those type of answers that quick. You think that quick to be that quick. It shouldn't do it. It shouldn't do it, man. And that's the scary thing. It actually shouldn't exist. You know what's interesting though is that huh, I don't know what that stuff is. I have no idea what scone is. What is scone? Maybe I'm just what the hell is scone? I don't know. I don't know. Alan Watts comes in with the profound wisdom, dude. Dude, I knew this shit when I was 12 years old, man. I can't enjoy my life. That's the problem. People have already fucked it up for me. I have fucked it up for me. I'm not the kind of person that's gonna watch the whole fucking world crumble too. I mean, go to hell without at least trying to make a difference somehow, doing my little part, being still. I'm just a low man. I'm just a servant too. I'm here to serve too. This always bothered me too. This alien video. Let me show you this.
I volunteer at a lot of events. I sign people up, and I'm constantly.
A lot of this bullshit doesn't. It really doesn't bother me. But I still watch it. It's just like entertaining. But every now and then you come across a video that kind of changes you. This is a video that this kid just posted out of the blue. That this alien figure had been found, this body, frozen. Obviously dead, frozen. But they found this body. He goes into mentioning it. He says Quebec, and I'm like, Quebec. Now listen, everybody knows. I mean, people that are in the know, like that really know, they know that what's out there, and I know it's under there too, and every now and then something just spills out into this reality, so that they try to keep hidden. But this is just a failed experiment, man. That's all you need to take it as, man. It's a poor soul, man. A poor soul, man. I feel for this soul. Do I think this body's real? Yes. Yes, and I think this is real. I mean, I really do. Something bothers me with this. And the fact that it was found in Quebec for Q really bothers me. So let's have a look. What is that, man? What the fuck is that? I am sorry, but something is just not right with this picture. I just don't know what to say, though. What is it? What is this? What is this? A gun? A bowling ball? What is this thing? What's going on here? There looks to be a lot of pain, a lot of pain in this creature's eyes. Guys, hybrids are the most profound thing going on in this world right now that you'll never hear talked about. Do you know alien human hybrids are everywhere? Sometimes some shit goes wrong. I don't know what to say. I don't know if this is a joke, and it could be too. It very well could be. It just something bothers me with this. So.
Team. The video that you're about to see has recently come back into the limelight after it was said to have been discovered on the so-called dark web. And many of you will likely have never seen this before. There's not a lot of information about it, other than we have some video footage taken in the year 1992 of an alleged alien body that was discovered lying in the snow during a wintry night in Quebec, Canada. So before we go any further, here is that footage.
I don't know.
Okay, pretty mind-blowing stuff. And if you've never seen this before, don't worry yourself, because not a lot of people have. It was recently featured back online again after another UFO.
When something is rare, they try to suppress it. And it's really not that important, man, to get out there to everybody. Because people stomp on the truth. They'll stomp on your truth. That's why I'm very careful on who I throw my pearls to. And my truth to. Or else they'll take it and they'll trample on it. You see how that works? Same with they do with this stuff. Man, the truth is not popular. It's not going to be, it's going to be somewhere, out of nowhere. And hey, you got to come to the decision, do you want to accept it or not? It's very rare. It was taken down, taken off. Now it's back again somehow. I don't know. But it's just, it's a lot for somebody to go through to actually try to make this up. The only reason I say that is because, wow, man, I'm just blown away. Actually, I'm so worried, man, that hey, man, they might have been, like us, but they're not no more. They're not no more. Yeah.
Back online again after another UFO channel said that they had discovered it in the deep web under the file name, quote, EBE 1992.
That's the smoking gun reason why I actually believe this. Did you hear what he said? EBE? Extraterrestrial Biological Entity. That's what it stands for. That's old news. He didn't even know that. So the fact that he didn't know that, and I know that because I know about EBEs. Let's just put it that way. And he didn't know that's what it was filed under.
Eager. And And as you just saw in the video footage, it's technically video footage, but it's not. It looks as if someone is playing this video on a monitor and showing paused shots, okay? And then someone is actually videoing it with a camera. So we're basically getting secondhand video shots of a monitor. And so, as mysterious as it is just on its face, and all of the photographs that we're seeing in this video do look to show a discovery of some type of body in the snow. And, you know, just from being alive back in 1992, I can say that at the very least, they do look legitimately like they were from that year, from the way the men are dressed, just from the video quality. It almost looks like an old VHS tape. At certain points in the imagery, it looks as if the body is hung up on a rope, possibly an electrical line of some sort. We have multiple men gathered around the EBE, as we will call it. And by the way, EBE stands for Extraterrestrial Biological Entity, and just is a moniker widely used within the UFO research field. So from now on, we will call this the EBE. And so after doing a little digging, I discovered some more information that kind of gives us a little bit of a backstory about this. The info on this is scant, there is no doubt, but today we'll just go through what we know so far and what at least I could find. And so firstly, it's said that the witnesses of this sighting, of this incident, did not want to release the photos to the public at the advice of a local UFO investigator. And so a friend then decided to secretly video using a VHS camcorder the original photos. And only recently did this person decide to make the video public, and the video was said to have been released anonymously. The EBE was said to have been found in a wooded field near a road by 3 snowmobilers. The individuals in the photos were part of a local snowmobile club from Quebec. They happened upon the EBE in the late evening. The conditions, it was very snowy out. They did not touch the EBE due to fear of contamination. The individuals in this video have not been identified. It's said that the men hoisted the EBE with sticks and eventually with a rope or a cable. The entity appeared to have been lying in the snow for quite some time. It's said that the individuals left the body due to the fear and risks of contamination, and upon returning the following day, it was gone. It's also said that during this time, UFOs were reported in the area. Now, again, whether this is real or not, we don't know. From what I found online, one person said that, well, it had been debunked after the creator of it came out some years later, although I haven't been able to find any information on that definitively. From what I can see, there's nothing in the footage that would tell me or at least indicate that it was fake. Many people believe the video and photographs to be real. The physical anatomical details are said to preclude this from being a hoax, and that in the early 1990s, the cost to hoax this EBE would have been very costly.
It would be a lot of money.
And so the EBE was said to have been discovered in an area outside of Montreal near the Rouge River, which is a river in western Quebec which empties into the Ottawa River near the Pointe-aux-Chênes and flows north of Mont-Tremblant. Now, here is the photograph of the EBE covered in snow as it was first discovered, where you can clearly see the outline, the head, the body. And if you look down here toward the feet, it almost appears that the EBE has possibly boots or something, of a dark nature covering its feet. Now, while looking at this photograph of the face, we'll notice that the nostril slits are filled with snow. The eyelids, we notice this sort of gaze, that you would see with many cadavers, of when the eyes just sort of are gazing out into nothingness. It's very similar to what you would see post-mortem. It's said that the cheeks, you'll notice here, are swollen, likely due to freezing and thawing.
Yeah, you hear what he said? He said you see the eyes. I mean, I don't know if I have, but had somebody die in front of you, and I literally watched my friend She had died in front of me, and I watched her eyes just go blank, where she had that that stare like this creature has right here. I mean, that's how I could tell that this is it's kind of real. This is real.
And there also appears to be some sort of trauma to the cheek here on the left side, where we see some red or bruising. Now, you can
Looks
also
like
notice here
frostbite.
that the eyes of the EBE look very similar to humans. Well, that's another question that's been asked, is that are the whites that we're seeing in the corners of these black eyes simply snow that have gathered in the corners? Or are these actual whites of
These
the
are
eyes?
experiments.
It's also been asked whether
These
these
are
eyes are
experiments.
covered with black contact lenses that these alien grays have been found wearing, almost as a shielding of sorts, like you and me would wear a pair of glasses. Now, likewise, as we're looking at
like
the
an
neck
AI
area
nanosuit.
here, there seems to be some similar anatomy to what you would find on humans, such as the Adam's apple and the esophagus and the trachea. We can also see in some of the photos what appears to be a rib cage, or at least the ribs popping out through the skin, along with clear shoulder blades
You're
as
doing
well.
it, Parker.
So this thing is very anatomically correct, I guess you could say, which definitely errs on the side of it being real. But again, I will leave that up to you guys. Now, there is a part of the video which shows the EBE being carried away using this rope or cable. Now, what you're seeing here, again, appears to be something similar that would happen when a body is frozen or experiences freezing temperatures where the tissues themselves become frozen and stiff, and would support, again, the claim that this is legitimate footage.
Yes.
Now, in some of the photos, we can see one of the witnesses holding a flashlight, which has been identified as a Collier type flashlight, widely used, or at least used, in 1992. It's said from analysis that there are
Yeah, the
4
video
to
doesn't
5
look fake at
witnesses
all.
in these photographs, and more may have been involved, but we just don't see them in the footage. And here we have another image done by another researcher online that is pointing out some more anatomical features in the neck and of the eyes that further point to this being a legitimate EBE, or just a very well done hoax.
No,
Because it takes a
this
lot of
is
time,
good.
not just to create something, but to
Yeah,
put the
this is
muscle
not
structure
a-
in, the bone structure, to make
is
it
not a,
100%
it's not a fake
anatomically
video,
correct.
by any
It
means.
takes a lot of time, a lot of money, especially back in
Hell yeah,
1992.
dude. Hell yeah.
And not to mention,
It's-
this was not touted like the 1995 footage
Yeah,
of the
right.
alien autopsy
Yeah, it's
and sold
ridiculous.
for money and
Yeah.
films made of it. You know,
This
why
is
go through all
taken
of that
off,
money
yeah,
just to
exactly.
release it
You see what I'm
years
saying?
later anonymously?
See what I'm saying about
It doesn't
the truth?
make a lot of sense. And likewise, we see these
People that have
muscles
the
as
truth,
well
they don't want to
in the
give
upper
it, give
and
it,
lower
give it all
legs.
away. You know what I mean?
Now,
All the
another
time.
thing that was noticed while looking at these photos was that we have what has been called a skin anomaly, where it almost, in parts here, looks like there are cuts or almost like a wrapping, like you would see on a mummy or a mummified body, where they wrap
That's
it in
what they
cloth.
were doing. That's what the
And you
guy
can notice
said
that
at
here.
Roswell they were doing.
And so I'm not
They
sure
were
if this is some
putting
sort of
things-
tearing, or if indeed this is some
mummifying
sort of
things,
external
okay,
wrap
or, you
that
know,
the
wrapping
EBE
things
used
and
to maybe shield it from the elements while
somehow
visiting the
using some
planet.
kind of
I just don't
chip
know, but
to
it is strange.
transferred.
And so, yeah, without further information, we don't know for sure whether this is real or a hoax. It sure looks like from the footage that this was a real discovery, at least in my opinion. I don't have anything to the contrary at this point that would sway me in the opposite direction. If it was a hoax, you would think that they just would have taken pictures right there at the scene and not
wasn't a hoax.
videoed them secondhand off of a video monitor,
I would
which
bet
was
my
said
life
to have been
that this
done
is not a
under the
hoax.
advice of a UFO investigator. Another question is, where did the body go? Where are the witnesses? And why hasn't this
some
footage
things-
gotten more notoriety? And that's what I'm
some
hoping
things
to
are
do
meant
with
to
the
be hushed
posting
up.
of this. So,
This is meant to be
very
hushed up.
interesting finding. An explosive smoking gun
So there you guys
finding,
go.
if this turns out to be legit. And so in the end, you guys are just going to have to watch
Hey.
the video. Tell me what you think.
decide.
If I have any more